going to talk about this Harvard study demonstrating that women are naturally better credit risks and more cooperative stewards of resources than men are. But really, the most interesting findings was how men's cooperation and trustworthiness were drastically affected by whether they were raised in a patriarchal or matrilineal society. On the other hand, women remained steady regardless of the culture that defined their social status as equal to men or inferior to men. And really, testosterone is likely a player in this phenomena too. So before we break down the Harvard study, let's watch this clip from Stanford professor and neuroscientist Robert Sapolsky explaining to us how testosterone actually works.
The trouble isn't that testosterone makes us aggressive. The trouble is that we reward aggression with status so readily. If we're talking about humans at their worst, right off the bat, we know which hormone to round up: testosterone. So what's the deal with testosterone? Why are males of every species and every culture such a pain in the rear on this planet here? It's because testosterone makes you aggressive. Testosterone doesn't make you aggressive. Here's what it actually does. Take 5 male rhesus monkeys, put them in a group, let them form a dominance hierarchy. A defeats B 3 times, B never defeats A. This is the hierarchy. Now take C and inject C with testosterone. Give C like so much testosterone, like every amygdaloid neuron is growing antlers, and that guy just enormous. So now does C get involved in more fights? Absolutely. Is this the pattern that occurs now? Is C suddenly challenging A and B and rising in the heart? Absolutely not. C never does a thing with A and B. What happens instead is C becomes a total nightmare to D and E. Testosterone does not invent aggression. Testosterone exaggerates pre-existing social patterns of aggression. And it turns out it does something even more subtle than that. And this is people beginning to realize what testosterone really does is when your status is being challenged, testosterone makes you do whatever you need to do to maintain status. Now, if you're a baboon and somebody's challenging your status, the way you maintain it is you have a fight with them. It's synonymous. But if you're human, things get more complicated. And for example, you can have an economic game where people get status by making generous offers. And give people testosterone, and they become more generous in the game. In other words, if you shot up a whole bunch of Buddhist monks with testosterone, they would run amok doing random acts of kindness all over the place.